Good afternoon, friends, family. My name is Vicki Berry. My husband and I are retired Salvation Army officers and living in New York. But we have a very special relationship with the Baxendales. This is a very unusual time, isn't it? We're all sitting here with masks and singing. We want to sing our hearts out. Difficult to do in this circumstance. I'm going to read some scripture from 1 Peter, and it'll be from chapter 4, beginning at verse 7. And I'll tell you exactly why I chose these verses. The end of all things is near. I don't know. Therefore, be clear-minded and self-controlled, so that you can pray. Now that's Dave. Praying. Above all, love each other very deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. And offer hospitality. Now, from the word hospitality, this is Pop's Bible, by the way. Yeah, we took it. This is his Bible, and from the word hospitality, there's a red marker. You understand it was a flare red, of course. And on the very top of the page, after the word hospitality, there's a line drawn, and there's a name written, and it says Alice. Because without Dave, there wasn't Alice, and Alice was just the epitome, aren't you, of hospitality. Offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. Each one should use whatever gift he has received to serve others, to serve them faithfully, administering God's grace in its various forms. If anyone speaks, he should do it as one speaking the very words of God. If anyone serves, he should do it with the strength God provides, so that in all things God may be praised. God may be praised through Jesus Christ, and to him be the glory, the power, forever and ever. Now, Juanita talked about those folks who have been influenced by Dave's Pop's ministry, Commissioner. And I imagine we could fill a chapel with people who have been a part of that ministry or influenced greatly by that ministry. I'm privileged to be one. I've told my story many times, but this time it'll be different, because this is my thank you to Pop. For the rescue of my life. No father, runaway mother. My grandparents did the best they could to raise me, but they were still always my grandparents. When I was 15 years old, working at Satellite Camp as a waitress, staff waitress, Pop was our new DYS. And somehow he didn't have a secretary at DHQ. So with some shorthand and typing abilities, even at 15, I volunteered to help him out. That was after I did my dining room detail, of course. It was in the night. And I did, by the way, get paid a little extra. That was nice. And some of you here have been a secretary before. The beginnings. Wherever in the world his ministry took him, I've always been his secretary. And even as I edited his creation of his own obituary, I felt a little guilty, cutting out a few pieces. Sorry, Pop, we had to make it one page. But the rescue I talk about happened at camp. I was probably 17 or 18, and probably not the only one, but a few of us, maybe some in the room even can relate to this. A few of us from the camp staff went to Lake George for some fun. And some of the fun had to do with breaking some of the camp staff rules. And we got caught. And instead of firing me, I got the lecture of my life. Yeah. It was in the gazebo, out in front of the dining room, and definitely it was after curfew. And the guilt I felt was like none other. And these are his exact words because I remember them. I'm going to give you a second chance. How could I let you drive my car if I couldn't trust you? Those were his exact words. And so it began. And only God would know how my life would have turned out without a second chance. The second chance brought me into their family. I lived with the family while I was in my first year of college. And then it was holidays, and then it was vacations, and all of the gatherings of the family. He performed our marriage a mere 50 years ago, and our sons always called him Pop. He was their Pop. God had placed me in their family. And all because, oh dear, of a second chance. All because of a second chance. Thanks, Pop, for the second chance and for the rest of my life. I've used this verse many times, but to find it highlighted in Pop's Bible means a lot. Psalm 68, verse 6. God sets the lonely in families. Thanks, Pop.